Champions? Check. Items? Check. Set mechanic? Check. There's still stuff left? But of course, it's the start of a new set, and Riot is taking a lot of learnings from Set 3 and implementing them into Set 4, making for, honestly, perhaps the best TFT set so far. Get hype! Welcome to our third video covering Set 4 launch. This time, we will be covering system changes made in Set 4. We will also talk about the set mechanic and share some more info about chosen champions with you today. Stay tuned till the end to check it out. Before we dive in, I just want to let you guys know that we have a Discord community and a new subreddit that are growing really fast. We have you to thank for that, and we want to continue building our community and helping you be a part of it. Make sure that you check the link in the description below. For our question of the day, what are you playing at Set 4 launch? I know I want to get a legendary chosen the first day when MMR is reset. System changes. There are a lot of things that changed with this set, arguably for the better. To start, there were a few carousel changes, which we will start with and get to the juicy stuff a bit later. Carousel changes. First carousel. The first carousel can no longer open with all of the same items. It always sucked to see that happen, especially when builds hinging on similar items were suddenly super contested in the lobby. Opening carousel is much more normalized now, with a 65% chance of a normal opener of all items, and the rest of the 35% is divided into 11% all offensive components like BF sword and bow, 11% all defensive components like cloak and vest, 11% of tiers and gloves, and some small changes for full spatula or full force of nature carousels, but those are super rare. Second carousel. This is the carousel that really wrecked you sometimes, and it's much more stable now. There's 80% chance of a normal one now, with a 15% chance of same item. This opens up the ability to think about the potential of this happening and actually planning for it. It also punishes people who play for win streaks early way less, as they have a solid 15% chance of getting the same item as everyone else, and if they need that item, wow, even better. The odds of some spats plus random components still exists at 5%, which is decent, as spatulas are strong but not super strong this set, what with chosen helping out with extra traits as well. Third carousel. Let the randomness begin. This carousel will be really tough to predict, so don't count on it. To clarify, this is the one before Wolves, and it's going to be important if you want to maintain your win streak until PvE. The chance for a normal carousel here is only 30%, with the pure, uncontrollable randomness taking a whopping 50%. There's still a chance, 15% to be exact, for a one-item carousel, and the standard 5% for spatulas plus random items rounding things out. Overall, this gives some surprise elements to the mid-game, but it shouldn't impact you too hard, or might even benefit you. The odds for a spatula appearing as an item in this carousel is increased too, up to 20%. Fourth carousel. Not much to say here, this is exactly the same as the second one. It's stable, fairly predictable, and there to help you round out your build, not troll you. Of course, you might not get the item that you want, but there's a fair chance that you'll know that in advance if you're doing well and can plan around it. Full item carousels. Really small change here. The odds will be in the favor of items no one in the game has built yet at 50%. Random full items follow at 25.4%, and there's a 3% chance for each component-based item after that, rounding it up with 0.6% of all force of natures. What do we mean by component-based items? For example, there's 3% chance that you get all items that are made by fusing tier with something else. That goes for every component, and overall, there's 24% chance of this happening if you include all components. That's it for carousel changes. Overall, we like the direction Riot is taking with this. They continue the randomness, the stats about each carousel are very clear, and allow people who want to include them into their calculations to do so. We highly recommend you guys and girls to focus on two things. First, be careful of that third carousel and don't count on it for a power spike. Given its randomness, it's better to think of it as a non-factor to your future plans and just take what you can get. Second, play around fourth carousel if you need a specific item to succeed. Up to that carousel, namely stage 4-4, you can still tank a bit of damage if you've been healthy. You can start a small loss streak and get a better placement for this carousel if there is a component that you really need to get. That's it for carousel changes. Let's move on to some math stuff. Yeah, we'll make it as painless as possible, but bear with us, it's important. Damage amplification changes. Turns out Giant Slayer and its friends have been doing way too much damage. Remember Jinx one-shotting the mech with 3 Giant Slayers? Turns out a mistake in the coding, probably coding it as minions, had made the damage amplification multiplicative instead of additive. Yes, it might sound like a small thing, but remember that items can stack. Now, some bonuses like multiple Giant Slayers stack additively, which results in smaller but still significant damage. Why are we bothering you with this, you ask? Well, it's important to know that stacking multiple items is not as good as before, or at least not as broken. It's still a viable itemization strategy, but until the pure math comes out of Reddit, we should probably avoid the multiple item stack and try new things. Experience changes. Perhaps the biggest changes that define this set from the very beginning. A combined extra 16 gold is required all the way from level 7 to level 9. What do we mean? Let's break it down. You need 4 extra EXP to get to level 7 for a total of 36 EXP. The same can be said for level 8, a total of 54 EXP is needed compared to Galaxy's 50. For level 9, you need a whopping 74 EXP, making it much more expensive and econ intensive to get there. What does this mean for the game? It means that legendary units can be much more powerful for starters. They will be harder to reach, so Riot can make them true units to aspire towards, not something you get a 2-star of every game. It also increases the choices you can make during the game. Instead of leveling always being the right choice, the combination of this EXP change and what we're going to discuss later about the new shop makes it so staying and rolling for your desired Chosen or a 3-star carry is absolutely viable. You will win games at level 7 and 8 more often than you did in Galaxies. Going to level 9 is a much bigger luxury now, but the reward is so big, making it worth striving for where possible. Something to be aware of is that compared to Galaxies, well, there's no Galaxies to help you along. There were a few inflationary ones that helped your econ along, like Plunder Planet or Treasure Trove. Make sure you keep an eye on that gold and hold that reroll finger because getting gold just got harder. The meta will probably become a bit more fast-paced, and the usual leveling timings will change. Level 5 and 6 will remain the same, but level 7 might move up to 4-1 or later, and level 8 to 5-1. It might be earlier when win or loss streaking, as it will make a much bigger difference now that no extra income will be coming in. Once again, be careful with that gold. Bag size changes. Rolling odds have shifted a bit to accommodate for the leveling changes as well. Levels 5, 6, and 7 are slightly different now. At level 5, it's easier to get 1 cost by 5%, shifting that over from 2 costs. At level 6, it's tougher to find 3 costs, shifting that 5% over to 1 cost. At level 7, they're shifting 5% from 2 costs to 3 costs. Overall, it means that 1 cost will be less rare until level 6, making it a lot more worth it to level to 6, even if you're building a 1-cost army like Moonlight, especially if you get any juicy Chosen like Brawlers. Level 6 and 7 remain the best ones for slow rolling for 2 costs, while level 7 is probably the best slow rolling level at this point, having a fair chance for everything. If you're a beginner in TFT, our advice is to try to get to level 7 every game, regardless of the outcome, to practice your econ management. Then you can remain at 50 gold for a bit, getting what units you need to flesh out your composition. Another really important change to rolling and the shop, which helps those who like to upgrade units, is the following. When you see a champion in the shop and you don't buy it, you will not see the same champion again in your next shop. That means no more seeing the same champion over and over. It actually isn't a big change, but it helps a little bit to have more agency on what you can buy due to the variety of units in shop. It also helps alleviate frustration because it's so damn annoying sometimes to see that unit you really don't need 3 or 4 times in a row. Chosen mechanic specifics. For those wondering what exactly Chosen champions get as bonus stats, Riot has delivered and let us know. In the table below, you can see what each champion gets when they show up as Chosen in your shop. Yuumi Chosen with blue buff? Jeez Louise. Feel free to pause the video and check it out since it's a lot. That's it for this video and the system changes awaiting you today when you log in for your first live TFT game in Set 4. Make sure you have fun, and we will be providing our usual content throughout the set, helping you along. And let us know in the comments about your answer to the question of the day, feedback that you want us to hear, and have an awesome set, everybody. If you want to get better at TFT, make sure that you visit ProGuides.com where you can find challenger coaches who will help you reach your dream rank. I'll see you guys out there. Good luck.